sir. Uh, yes, Ashok, sir, you can.
Yes. Okay. Very good morning to all. I feel honored to welcome all the dignitaries, my fellow colleagues, participants, and organizing team members in the inauguration ceremony of 1 week long FDP to be held in virtual mode from 16 Jan to 22nd Jan. On behalf of Vadava Campus, University of Jammu, and Ramajan College of Delhi University, I extend hearty welcome to our chief guest, Professor Rahul Gupta ji, who is a professor in Department of Statistics, University of Jammu, and presently he is also the rector of Vadava Campus, University of Jammu. And Professor S.P. Agarwal, Director Principal, Ramajan College, and he's a Director Teaching Learning Center of Ramajan College. I feel proud and extremely overwhelmed to introduce Professor Vinod Sharma ji. He's a professor, ex-head Department of Computer Science, University of Jammu, and presently he's also the director Ramnagar campus of University of Jammu. I'm also honored to welcome Mr. Pawan Patel, Director, General Manager, Analytics, IT and Digital Solution at Jindal Steelworks, Mumbai. I also extend my gratitude to my coordinators from of this FTP from Delhi University, Dr. Arun Agarwal, and also my gratitude to my head of department, Dr. Jatinder Manhasi, for his motivation to organize this event in collaboration with Ramajan College. I would like to give a brief glimpse of this FTP. This FTP is 1 week long FTP, and it is absolutely for the data science, analytics, and data modeling tools. We will be covering 4 to 5 different tools in this FTP, and I'm very pleased to bring in your kind notice that we have speakers from IIT Kanpur, Professor Salab. He's from Department of Statistics and Dean Research, and also he was a ex-faculty of University of Jammu. The moment he saw that Vadava campus under our rector sir is organizing this event, he said, okay, I will go for a talk for 2 hours. So he will be speaking about the R Studio. He's having wonderful MOOCs on NAPTEL. Approximately, he's running 4 different courses there. We have the speakers from IIT Jammu. We have 2 speakers from IIT Jammu, 2 from IIT Ropar. Then we have speakers from Central University of Lucknow, LPU, and we have also a speaker from Nana AI Technology, that is from the industry. So in this event, we will be coming the hands-on on RStudio, Weka, Python, RapidMiner, Quiltsic, Tableau, and many other data science tools which are the need of the R, because everybody is going toward the data science. And in this event, we will be sharing the quizzes and related assignments to all of the participants from time to time. And also, I'm also pleased to bring you in your kind notice that we have one speaker from Thapar University, Professor Neeraj Kumarji as well. He's a renowned researcher in computer science. His citations were the highest in India in 2020 and 2021. He's also there for giving a talk on blockchain. So definitely this FTP is going to be very wonderful and very exciting for all of us. We all will learn a lot from all of these dignitaries, all of these speakers as well. And without wasting much time, once again, I officially welcome you all in this event. And I thanks all participants for registering in this FDP and showing confidence in us. We will definitely do our very best to make this FDP very much successful. So now I request Honorable Principal and Director, Teaching Learning Center, Ramajan College, Professor S.P. Agarwal ji, to please speak a few words for our guests who are on the board with us. Please, sir.
Thank you, Ashok ji. Thank you. Good morning and welcome to all the dignitaries and the participants this morning in this 1 week faculty development program on data analytics and modeling tools for research. Our chief guest, Professor Rahul Gupta from Jammu University, the university is also collaborating in this program. So we welcome Rahul ji for this program, and we have special guest Professor Vinod Sharma ji, who is also professor in University of Jammu. Our keynote speaker from the industry, Mr. Pawan Patel, who is DGM Analytics, IT and Digital Solutions, as told from Jindal Steel Works. But Ashok ji, who is coordinating this program, my colleague, Dr. Arun, Subodh, and other colleagues who are associated with this program from University of Jammu and Ramanujan College. Friends, once again, I welcome you on behalf of Teaching Learning Center, Ramanujan College, University of Delhi. Let me tell you that this institution is a Delhi University maintained institution, and we are one of the centers of Ministry of Education, as the scheme is known as Pandit Madan Mohan Malvi National Mission for Teachers and Teaching. We started this mission in 2017 in offline mode, and you can understand the challenge, because at that time hardly 20-30 people used to join in one program, and in 3 years till 2020 we could train around 3,000 teachers. But since then we have not looked back. We developed our own EDX portal. We have our own private cloud. So by putting IT infrastructure in place by our computer science department and other IT professionals, that we could cater to the whole country, and we could train 150,000 teachers till today. And in each and every discipline, you name the discipline and we are there. So this is the power of technology which has helped, to reach everyone in the country, as well as, we have taken the benefit of young teachers, young scholars, young researchers, by using them as resource, as faculty, and exposing the young minds with the latest research in different areas. Now, this has been possible, I think, because of the lockdown and using the online technology. And, it is easier for everyone from any part of the country, rather any part of the world, because there were people from abroad in our programs, in several of our programs. So this is what very fascinating situation in this COVID times. Now, as regards this program, see the data analytics and modeling tools for research. Now, basically, if you see everywhere, there is a need of data analysis. You talk of COVID, every day a new study comes that, this variant, the Omicron variant, is doing this, that. This is based on our analysis of the previous, days. So the analytics, based on your knowledge, based on the tools, is extremely important for researchers as well. See, even in the industry, the industry expert will talk to you. There is a huge requirement. You go to US, go to Europe. My daughter is also a young analyst. Now, the situation is that they are in so much demand that during COVID times, their salaries have doubled. So this is the kind of requirement, the young people have. So the basic philosophy here is that as a teacher, as professor, we have to expose the students to these new areas. These are new technological areas. So, and there is no barrier that only computer science, statistician or mathematicians can do it. Even the humanities group, there is a lot of requirement of interdisciplinarity. New Education Policy 2020, you all know that how much the interdisciplinarity has been emphasized, how the IT tools, the data analytics, the computer science tools are needed in humanities. Today, we are talking about digital humanities. We are talking about, environmental digitalization. So these are all important things which are to be learned through these modeling tools or research tools, we call them. So basically what I feel is that these kind of programs is really a eye-opening, and as a teacher we must learn all these tools and we expose our students to, because unless until you apply this knowledge to your classroom, it is of no use, because that is the key which we are looking for and I'm sure that you will do it, and you will also bring out something new in the area. Because unless until innovations are there, unless until we are organizing, our Prime Minister yesterday itself said that we have now a lot of innovations in startups, and we are celebrating 1 year of achievement in different startups. So unless until we expose our students and we motivate them to do something of their own, rather I should say motivate them, rather than going for jobs, they should do something and they should provide jobs to other people. So this is what it is important. Another important thing I would say, that technology is so important in our today's life, that this is the key that can stop the migration from villages to the cities. Because the simple reason that if technology is available in villages, why should people will come to the cities? Now it is a concept of working from home. And another concept is that we can develop each and everything at the local level, whether it is agriculture, whether it is environment, whether it is water solutions, whether it is any other problem area can be solved there and then. So this is also another important thing through which we as a teacher can play a lot of role. So thank you very much once again, and welcome to all our dignitaries.
Thank you very much for your nice speech, sir. Definitely, you're right that we have to look back to our local problems. And this is the only way, because when technology is so ahead and we are working from home, we can go ahead with these type of things. So definitely, sir, we will be looking towards the same, and we will be working toward the same. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now I request our chief guest, Professor Rahul Gupta ji, Rector Vadaba Campus, University of Jammu, to please kindly share some motivational words to us on this occasion. Please, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Ashok. So, esteemed Professor S.P. Agarwal, Director, Teacher Learning Center, Professor Vinod Sharma, Director, Yasi Campus, my colleague in the university, Professor Pavnesh Abrol, HOD, Department of Computer Science and IT, Dr. Jitendra Manhas, HOD, Department of Computer Science, Bhadrawa Campus, Mr. Pavan Patel, DGM Analytics, IT and Digital Solutions at JSW, Dr. Arun Agarwal, Program Coordinator, Mr. Subodh Kumar Ramanujan, College, Dr. Ashok Sharma, Bhadrawa Campus, faculty, colleagues from University of Jammu, distinguished resource persons, particularly experts from IIT who will be joining shortly, and in particular, especially my colleague, Professor Shalab from IIT Kanpur, who would be interacting with you tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me immense pleasure to be part of the inaugural function for the week-long faculty development program on the theme Data Analytics and Modeling Tools for Research, right? Being jointly organized by Teaching Learning Center, Ramanujan College, University of Delhi, and Department of Computer Science and IT, Bhadrawa Campus, University of Jammu, J&K, under the aegis of Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya, National Mission on Teachers and Teaching. I would also like to add, and I'm very happy with Professor Agarwal, who has taken the onus of organizing FDPs, and as he was telling, he has organized more than he organized courses where they had more than 8,000 participants in the online mode. So that's a great achievement. And I would also like to add and inform Agarwal sir and the other delegates that I had been Director HRDC, University of Jammu, for 3 long years before joining as Rector Bhadrawa Campus. And I organized about 63 FDPs in Jammu University from the year 2018 to 21. So I am also kind of in the same line working as you are. So nice to meet you and nice to see you in this forum. So this 1 week online program is definitely a step in the right direction, which would lead to capacity building of our faculty at higher education and research scholars and contribute to social and economic development of our country, as we all know. As we all know, education is the single most instrument for social and economic transformation of our nation. And as of now, we have more than 950 universities and 42,000 colleges with total student enrollment of nearly 31 million in the higher education I'm talking about. The gross enrollment ratio of students in higher education has doubled during the last 5 years to reach at the present level of approximately 25.2% and is being projected at nearly 50% for 2000 by 2030 by the Ministry of Education, Government of India. And the uh, we the mentors in the HRDCs and in these faculty development centers have a huge responsibility of developing our nation, as we all know that there's a significant correlation between social and economic development of a country and quality of teaching and research at higher education level. So this is an universal fact. So in this connection, having my link with the HRDCs, I know that there are 66 HRDCs in India, 75 NRCs, and various teaching learning centers under the aegis of PNMNMTT, what is known as Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya National Mission on Teachers and Teaching, under which you have the college, Ramanujan College also. So what is their aim? They work to train teachers and now scholars also towards nation building by the capacity building through various faculty development programs, vis-a-vis, you all know, refresher courses, induction programs, orientation programs, workshops, short-term courses, etc., and also for producing academic leaders through various schemes and trainings, and keeping the changes that are unfolding in higher education as per the requirement to be met in successful implementation of new education policy 2020, as Professor Ramanujan was also throw light on that. The objective of organizing these training programs on war footing shall strive hard to increase access to high quality education regardless of budget or location, and tailor lesson plans to individual needs by organizing specially designed online orientation programs on pedagogy based on free massive online open courses known as MOOCs, and hybrid classes, adapted learning software, and the unbundling of traditional degree credits. Moreover, to organize blended learning programs like induction for what is these days known as Guru Dakshita, for serving teachers with a focus on outcomes rather than the output. That is very important, to focus on outcomes. Covering every teacher at least once in 3 to 5 years so that they don't see themselves as mere instructors, but as designers and members of learning development team with particular goals in mind. This encourages teachers to develop in-house education technology incubators that help entrepreneurial startups get off the ground by providing them with research, mentorship, and connections, and linkage them to capital and to participate in seminars, symposia, workshops, etc. It also organizes 1-week programs on theme-based topics like academic leadership, data analytics, which is the purpose of this FDP, research methodology, technology enhanced learning, disaster management, gender sensitization, IPR, social connect programs, and learning outcomes based education on including evaluation. And to organize specially designed induction orientation programs, refresher course on IT for new entrants, as well as for in-service teachers, and value-based interactive multimedia through integrated practices in instructional media and ICT, which can nurture the characters such as creativity, curiosity, appreciation, hard work, self-reliance, honesty, discipline, compassion among teacher facilitators. And also it is needed for, as Professor Ramanujan mentioned, for the development of interdisciplinary research, multidisciplinary research as envisaged in the new education policy 2020. With this, I am really happy to say that this FDP will certainly be a success and lead to achieve the objectives envisaged by the organizers, and my best wishes to all stakeholders for being a part of this benchmark program. So thank you very much. Thank you, Ashokji. Thank you.
Thank you, Rahulji. Thank you. Very well said, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir,
Thank
for your kind words. And definitely we will be doing the same as you told, the mentorship and the interaction with the student mentorship program. This will be really one step forward. So that's why we have included our scholars and students to come forward toward the research and real-time problem they will be working in. Thank you once again, sir. Now I request our special guest, Professor Binoy Sharma ji, to come forward and please share his views on this FTP. Please, sir.
Professor S.P. Agrawal, Principal Ramanujam College, then Rector Professor Rahul Gupta, Rector Bhadrava Campus, Dr. Ashok Sharma, Dr. Jitendra Manhas, all the organizers, as well as the host of this FDP. So I'm obliged to be the part of this FDP as in the inaugural session. If you're viewing about all these online programs, there are so many online programs, but first of all, we have to check whether they are beneficial to the candidates or not. When we're saying about the number is okay, but how many participants basically using all these techniques, whatever they are learning from this one, to in their practical curriculums? As I have learned, there are so many scholars who are joining this one. There are so many students and in fact, some teachers also. Well said by Professor Rahul and the principal sir, that unless and until we are using all these techniques in our teaching, so it means we have done nothing. We have to learn the things from these type of the FDPs and use them in our, you can say, whenever we're taking the classes, then we have to use all these skills. Because I can't say that one is a very good teacher from the beginning. You can become a good teacher after getting experience. And experience makes the man perfect. As I'm also working on the data science only. I'm a data scientist. So my scholars, they are working on the data part only, because whenever we are collecting the data, we're getting the data, then we analyze the data. And as far as this workshop is concerned, this FDP is concerned, this FDP is for the data analytics tools for the research. Whatever tools you will be using. There's so many tools available in the market, and these people will be learning all those tools from this FDP only. Because there's so many learned people, those who will be teaching you on this FDP. They are persons from IIT and the other places. They're all the dignitaries, and they are very, you can say, they're very successful in their profession as well as in their research. So you can learn a lot of things from this FDP. If we're talking about the data, so data analysis, basically it is used in the business right now. Many of the business industries, they are using the data analysis. Data analytics tools. Tool is nothing, it's a software. Or you can say it's a software application. And this software application, data analysis, it is basically to create and execute the analytic processes that help businesses make smarter and informed business decisions, where minimizing cost and the boosting profits. All this is the basic purpose of the data analytics tools, which every business wants to use in its business. Now, data analytics, it has becomes the, you can say, it's very important in the modern business operations. And you can say it's a toughest task also, to analyze all the activities, previous activities, then after analyzing, you have to predict something. You have to predict the future, what will happen in the future. So all these are the kinds of the tools and all these programs, whatever we develop, whatever the tools are available, and whatever technology is available. So all these will be learned. I think, Soki, all these will be covered in this FDP. So taking not much of the time, so I just congratulate all of the stakeholders, all the participants, all the organizers, and just wish for a very successful FDP this time. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Very well said, sir. This is important that, the people who complete these programs, whether they are using them for the benefit of the students and in their own institutions, unless until that is happening, it is of no use. And let me share this thing with you, that we are from time to time also doing various studies in this, and we are getting data from institutions, and it's a very healthy situation in this COVID times, that people, those who have learned, some of them have done wonderfully well, both in research and teaching. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your kind words and your guidance towards the research. And you're right that whenever we are learning all these tools, in fact, we must adopt these tools and make use for solving the real-time problems. So definitely, sir, we will go forward for the same, and we will engage our students and scholars for making use of these tools for their research. And thank you for your best wishes. So now I request Director General Manager Pawan Patel ji from Jindal Steel Works. Although he's very active and very smart, and he's always on the move, because JSW is a very big company. He's whenever I make a call to him, he says I'm in Shanghai or I'm somewhere else. So I requested him to please share his views about the data analytics and how JSW is contributing towards same, and what are the requirements in JSW, because once I had a chat with him and he told that we need the data scientists to know the exact temperature at which we need to heat the iron rod so that the bases can be saved. So DGM sir, please kindly let us know the real challenges which the industry faces so that we can motivate our students and researchers to work towards the same. Please, sir.
Okay. First of all, very warm good morning to all the dignitaries and participants. Myself, Pawan Patel, and thank you so much, Dr. Ashok Sharma ji, for the kind introduction. While I have been keep moving, it is important that whatever things are happening today in the industry with respect to data and analytics, and it's really it's an honor for me to address to such a talented gathering here to tell something which is happening around the industry and what is happening in this domain. So, needless to say, we have been hearing a lot about data and more and so in the last around, I think, 4 and 5 years, it has becoming explosion of data. And we have been hearing different phrases also that data is new gold. Somebody says data is a new oil. But there is a big difference between what gold and oil to data. So both oil and gold are buried deep under the surface of the earth. And both only started to become valuable when we learn how to dig them out of the earth and process them and make them into jewelry, fuel, etc. While there is a difference between data and that gold, that is, available amount of new gold and oil are shrinking, while the available amount of data is increasing exponentially. So that is the major difference when we compare these two things. But yes, both the commodities are valuable. Data is becoming more and more valuable now, as there are different drivers which are working behind making this more and more valuable. And that is, first and foremost, our societies are becoming more and more digitized. And in order to do the analysis of a data, it is very important the data is available in a structured manner. And when the data is available, which can be easily readable, which can be easily used in the terms of machine, then it becomes even more easier for you to use. Second driver for this movement is about the cost, the plummeting of technology cost. The technology cost is reducing, and we are able to manage, maintain, and work or process such a humongous amount of data with the least cost as compared to earlier years. There is third driver which is behind this data explosion is the cloud computing. Now we can connect anywhere, like we are connecting right now in the virtual world. It is all happening because of the cloud computing era. Then the knowledge is also increasing. The more and more people are getting trained, the more and more people are understanding the value of data, and people are realizing that any organization who wants to be competitive has to use this data in order to be competitive and in order to be ahead of the curve. So another area which is pushing this hard is the social media applications. The social media applications again are increasing the use of data. As you know, there are statistics available that per minute how much videos are uploaded on the YouTube, per minute how much tweets comes from Twitter, per minute how much people search on Google. All this is adding more and more data, and data is becoming easier to becoming readily available. But in order to basically use this data, the biggest challenge which an organization like JSW or anybody in the world is facing today is the data is available, but it is of no use if I do not have the tool, technology, skills to analyze it. Without tool, technology, and talent to make use of this data, this is of no use. It is a junk. So it is important that we have the tools and technologies available. Plus, we also have talent available who can make use of this data, who can run the algorithms on this data, who can actually help business organizations to get insight out of this data. While the data is available, but it is only useful when we make use of it. So every business want to be more competitive, but don't know how to handle it. And that is where the program like this are going to be key, because our faculties are nation builders, and they are the ones who will be showing the path to the new generation, that what is required in the organizations, what is required in the industry, and where the industries are going. So today, everybody want to be competitive. All industries want to be competitive, to be in the game. In order to be competitive, they need to do all the digitization. So in the past 2 years, we have seen that organizations are investing heavily in the digitization technologies. They want everything to be digitized as far as possible so that they can make the data available. They are investing heavily into the tools and technologies like big data, wherein we can store humongous amount of data. And they are also investing. So today we see there is a talent crunch. We have data available now, we have tools and technologies available now, but we do not have people who can make use of this data. And that is where the biggest challenge the organizations or the industry is facing. And that is where I feel the industry or the colleges will play a humongous role, that how do they make this mass population ready so that they can make use of this data. So I have been into JSW for past about 4 years now, and I have been into business intelligence domain for about more than 10 plus years, and in IT for about 15 plus years. And I have seen the journey, how the IT department from EDP department and now become a value creator. So till past 2 years, IT department in an organization used to be look like a cost centers. They are supposed to manage computers. They are supposed to make the computers available, PC available. That is support area. While now the IT is now becoming business partner, because IT only knows how to use this data, because they have that skills. They know how to use big data. They know how to use SQL, how to garner the insight out of this data, so that by collaborating with business partner, because business partners have the domain experience, but they don't know how to use data. Now, it is all now a collaboration. when we say a data scientist, so data scientist, as we know, is not a single role. It is a combination of a role wherein a person has to understand the technology, person has to understand the domain, the person has to understand the environment, security, networking, all put together becomes a data science team. And that is what at JSW we are doing. JSW has been investing around 300 to 400 crores in the past 2 to 3 years, and we have heavily invested in this area, and we are trying to digitize most of the processes at the ground level as well as around the analytics, so that management can take decisions timely and can take value decisions. So most of the decisions now we are moving from more fact-based insights. The decision has to be taken based on facts rather than gut feel. And that is the mantra nowadays in the organization. So I think without taking much more time, this is what is happening in the industry. The only thing which I would like to mention is that there is a lot dearth of people who can use this, the oil, or you call it gold, whatever, but how to use it, and that is the biggest challenge today. And more people available in the market, and that is where we are seeing in the past 2 years, it has become even more valuable now, because people have to depend on the data. There is no more physical presence. Everything has to happen by reading the data. So that's the insight which I have from the organization point of view, that industries are in dire need of people who can basically read data, make sense out of the data, and help business grow. With this, I think I will take a pause here, and would like to congratulate all the participants and the organizers that this program being organized would be highly successful, and people will make really a good use of the time. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Pavanji. You have rightly connected the industry with the research, and I tell you, there is a big demand, big requirement that researchers must collaborate with industry, and industry must integrate with the educational institutions in order to do meaningful research and data analysis. Because most of the time, as a academician researcher, we are working in exclusivity, which is not good in this country. That is why everything, whatever we develop, goes to Europe and US, and they do wonders, and we are still there, and we are doing everything, but still we are not using the same thing, because we do not work in collaboration. So very rightly you said. Thank you very much, sir.
Well said, sir. Well said. And definitely you're right, sir. This is really, we have a big data we have a huge data in abundance data we have here, and big data analytics is very important aspects. And you really stated very well that we need a good researcher. We need to optimize the things. Not only the data we have and we are applying some tool and predicting something, that's not enough. We have to optimize the features from those data which is relevant to our area, whether it's a healthcare, it's a mining, or whatever it is, in fact. And we have to optimize the approach which we are using. So definitely you have really shown us a wonderful way that how, as a researcher or academicians, we must work towards, so that industry can approach to us for internship and other things. We will be definitely working in this direction, sir. Thank you very much for your kind words and your depth speech and the depth insight into how the industry works accordingly. Thank you so much, sir. Now I request Mr. Subodh Kumarji to kindly apprise the participants about the rules and regulations which we have to follow during the conduct of this FDP. Please, sir, please go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Pawan sir, for your valuable words. And first of all, starting with my frequently asking questions. Good morning to our esteemed principal, to all the guests and all the faculty members present here. So, myself, Subodh Kumar, Assistant Professor, Ramanathan College, Department of Computer Science. Now, I am here to discuss some of the frequently asking questions. That is very beneficial for your general information while submitting your quiz or assignments. So I will read out for you. Please kindly go through the following frequently asking questions while filling your assignments or quizzes. The first point is the modules will be available on the portal only, and you have to log in with your details to access them. And we cannot send any individual mails regarding this. The second point, the any announcement or information will be communicated through the official Telegram channel. Please keep a tab on the developments in the channel. The third point is the attempting and submitting all the quizzes and assignments are mandatory, and each participant should score a minimum of 50% to avail of the program completion certificate. There will be the deadlines for assignment and quizzes. At last, fill the daily feedback forms. All participants need to submit online feedback for each session. And failing to meet any of the above condition will result in denial of certificate of completion of the participants. So that's all from my side. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Subodhji, for apprising the things which all participants are supposed to take care of while attending this FTP. Thank you very much. Now, in the end, I would like to request my co-coordinators from Ramajan College, Professor Arun Agarwalji, to please extend your vote of thanks to all the dignitaries who have spared their valuable time from their busy schedules for this inauguration event. Please, sir.
Thank you, Ashok sir. So I, Dr. Arun Agarwal, convener of this FDP, on behalf of entire organizing team, extends a hearty vote of thanks to our respected principal, sir, Professor S.P. Agarwal, Professor Rahul Gupta and Professor Vinod Sharma from University of Jammu, and Mr. Pawan Patel, our keynote speaker for this inauguration event, who spared time from his busiest schedule for the inauguration of this week-long online FDP and shared his vast experience with us. So it is the motivation, guidance, and vision of our respected principal, sir, that learning is expanded in this online mode. These tough times and more than 1.5 lakh participants, which includes both teachers and research scholars, these are trained in this COVID time from last 2 years. Thank you, sir, for all your support. Further, a big thanks to Professor Rahul Gupta and Professor Vinod Sharma, sir, for their efforts towards collaborating with TLC Ramanujan College with their appreciative ideas for this FDP. I mention my sincere sense of gratitude to them. I want to thank our keynote speaker, Mr. Pawan Patel, for adorning the necessary work and sharing with a graceful opinion on data analytics. I would like to thank all my team members and teachers for their cooperation in this online FDP, and with my sincere appreciation to Dr. Ashok Sharma, who has been the strength of this FDP. To all the participants, I assure that this FDP will definitely benefit, and you are going to understand more about various research and modeling tools for data analysis. Thank you once again for making this inauguration event successful. Over to you, Ashok sir.
So thank you very much, Dr. Arunji. And once again, on behalf of the committee members and Ramajan College and University of Jammu, thanks to all of the dignitaries who have spared their valuable time and their kind words which they have shared towards the research and towards the things which we need to come forward as per NEP 2020. We have to, as our rectors are also informed and intimated, that we have to reach the gross enrollment ratio of 50% by 2030. And this is one of the area where we all are supposed to work and train our students and researchers towards the entrepreneurship things like startups. They can go ahead with learning all of these things. They can go for the startups. So definitely thank you once again to Professor the principal Ramajan College also, because of his kind words and his motivational speeches after each comments by the guest. His experiences which will be definitely helping us towards this FTP, and we will be learning a lot from you, sir, as well. Thank you, Director General Manager Pawan Patel ji. Thank you very much, Professor Vinod Sharma ji, Professor Rahul Gupta ji, and also once again, I wish all you very good health. And in this era of COVID, I wish that we all stay safe as well. So we all will be meeting at 1:30. I think 1:30 is the first lecture. We have a first lecture from Professor Neeraj Kumar from Thapa University, Department of Computer Science. He is the highest citation researcher in India, 2020 and 2021. So we will be looking forward to all of you in the at 1:30. So I will be sharing the links and all that very shortly to the Telegram channel. Thank you very much. We shall all meet at 1:30. Thank you. Thanks again.
Thank you, Ashokji, for conducting the program professionally. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. So
Thank you,
best wishes.
everyone.
Best
Yes,
wishes
sir.
for the program. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.